Good morning, everyone. It is 10 o'clock and the start of our annual general meeting. Distinguished members, my fellow executive committee members, members of council here present, past chairman of the chapter, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the Lagos State Chapter 2022 annual general meeting of our institute. As you would observe, this is a virtual meeting. Before we get started, I will run through a few technical considerations. Please type your full name in the chat function so that we can accurately record the attendance at this meeting. We have muted all participants to reduce noise disruptions. If you experience any issues, you can send a message via the chat box or call the mobilization secretary on her mobile number stated on page 5 of the annual report. When asked for comments by members, any member who wishes to ask a question or make a point should call my attention by clicking on the raise hand option. When called upon, please state your name before proceeding. To make a motion or second a motion, please use the chat function and type I move or I second. So this is just the general introduction of the principal members of the EXCO. My humble self, Mrs. Nkechi Anyima, FCIS, as the chairman. We have also with us the vice chairman, Mr. Alaba Ekundayo, FCIS, logging in virtually. The treasurer, Mrs. Folashade Akinmusire, FCIS. The honorable secretary, Mrs. Oyeyimika Ketuku, FCIS. The immediate past chairman, Mr. Francis Olowale, FCIS. We also have present the representative of our external auditors, Lalekon Sukomi and Co, Chartered Accountants, Mr. Olalekon Badru. I declare that a quorum has been formed and I now declare the meeting open. I therefore call on the honorary secretary to read the notice convening this meeting. The notice for everyone's attention is found on page 6 of the report. Honorary Secretary, please read the notice of the meeting.
Notice of the annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the annual general meeting of ICSAN Lagos chapter will hold as stated hereunder. Date, Friday, 8 April 2022. Venue, Unit 2, 4th floor, YMCA building, 77 Awolowo Road, Spar Building, Ikoyi, Lagos State, Ikoyi. Time, 10 a.m. Agenda. 1, to receive the report of the Executive Committee for the year ended 31st December 2021. 1.1, Chairman's address to members. 1.2, Honorary Secretary's report. Number 2, to lay before members the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2021. Number 3, to authorize the Executive Committee to fix the remuneration of auditors. Number 4, to elect new Executive Committee members. By order of the Executive members, dated this 30th March 2022. Signed by Oyeyimika Ketuku, ACIS Honorary Secretary.
Thank you. I believe you all have read my reports on pages 7 to 10 of the annual report, so I will just highlight aspects of my reports. It is with great pleasure once again that I welcome you all, members of our beloved chapter, fellow governance professionals, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to the 2022 annual general meeting of the Lagos State chapter, which is the flagship chapter. We all know that the year 2021 was an exciting and pace-setting year for the chapter. We achieved the first in history, and that is the chapter's branch liaison office. We do well to all visit the office located at Awolowo Road in the Lagos Island metropolis of the state. Despite dealing with the profound negative effect of the economy and all other sectors following the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, including the frequent emergence of different variants that we had to cope with, both nationally and globally. We, as an executive, we are still braced up for the challenge ahead. We are vigilant, ready, willing, committed, poised to drive our goals towards success and building a stronger chapter. The journey so far. As I penned down this report, I was filled with bittersweet emotions. Bitter that time had run so fast and we still had more to achieve as a chapter. Yet sweet because the time spent during my tenure was filled with great achievements and growth for the chapter. When we look back to 2nd April 2020, when we were sworn in as leaders of the chapter, we adopted the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and resilience. And we couldn't even imagine the extent to which we would have been tested in every way to live by these ethos. I can proudly say that these executive committee members of 2020 to 2022, beyond words and by their actions, both individually and as a team unit, demonstrated the true meaning of working and acting by our ethos. They have shown uncommon courage and made challenges. They have proved that although times may present tough circumstances, we are tougher and together we will overcome all challenges. Nonetheless, please permit me as a leader to give honor to whom honor is due and acknowledge exceptional individuals who worked hard during this tenure. So I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all my dear ExCos. Though the brevity of these 2 words, thank you, never doubt I am touched beyond words for all you did to ensure the smooth running of the chapter, its activities and events during the tenure. You did not allow challenges to overcome your performance. Please, chapter members, join me in applauding these exceptional leaders, particularly Mrs. Folashade Akinmusire, FCIS, the treasurer, who served beyond her role and was the front man in ensuring the reality of the chapter's liaison office. You proved to be my right hand indeed in every way. Service to others only leads to greatness. Join me also in applauding Mrs. Chinwe Onubogu, FCIS, the Financial Secretary, for the prompt delivery of all her assigned tasks. She was always ready to do more, give more despite challenges. She is indeed an asset to the chapter. I want to particularly congratulate the mobilization units. They lived beyond expectations. This is led by Mobilization Secretary Mrs. Yetunde Emmanuel, ACIS, and the Assistant Mobilization Secretary, Ms. Tolulashe Abimbolu, ACIS. They never failed or relented in performing their assigned roles and tasks. They proved available even to pick up the slack of others. Your humility in service and in standing forth to always try to do your best, even when called upon to address deficiencies, is worthy of emulation. At a period where there is a global outcry in the decline of commitment and hard work in the workforce, your commitment and resilient attitude is truly remarkable. I want to also thank Mr. Dayo Akinlemibola, ACIS, our Committee Secretary, who is also the host of this meeting. You always say, I am an Iksan boy, and you prove true to these words in your commitment to the chapter. It was very exceptional. You proved to be a valuable member of the team. At this point, I also want to commend 2 ExCos who, throughout the 2 years of our tenure, had 100% perfect score attendance in all the ExCo meetings. These are Mr. Oladayo Akinlemibola, ACIS, and Mrs. Tolulashe Abimbolu, ACIS. An applause for you, courageous leaders. On the national front, I want to say a big thank you and kudos to Mrs. Ekundayo, FCIS. Despite her extensive obligations to the national, she never abandoned her roots, the Lagos State chapter. When the directive was given that the vice chairman would succeed as chairman for all chapters, I sent her a personal message. I knew that she had done a lot for the chapter in the past and in the tenure that I served as vice. But I asked her, please do not abandon us at this point. with this change of pattern. And she was very quick to respond. My love, commitment to the chapter remains, and I will always do all I can to support the chapter and support your tenure. She indeed proved these words true. She extended her resources, both personally and even through our organization, in ensuring that all our goals were successfully achieved. And she even crowned that in being a participant, attending all our programs, even the physical ones. I cannot but salute you also for breaking the glass ceiling to make the chapter proud. She is the first female vice president of the Institute. We are also proud as a chapter to have one of us as the president of the Institute. He is also a past chapter leader. We nicknamed him the ancestor because it was during his tenure the chapter witnessed a rebirth. So prior to presenting the audited accounts for the year ended 31st December, I will just highlight some of the activities of the chapter. We had an EXCO retreat at the beginning, which was a virtual event to plan ahead for the year. And this retreat was held on the 30th and 31st of January 2021. It was attended by all the EXCO members, supported by the subcommittees. We also had a courtesy visit to the national president, the then national president, Mr. Boyde Ayeko, SCIS. This happened on the 16th of February 2021. It's a long-standing tradition of the chapter. It was indeed a special occasion, and we're able to be supported and rejuvenated to be able to achieve the goals set out. We also had a professional photo session at the end of the visit. Then we had our 2021 annual general meeting on the 25th of February 2021, and it concluded with the certification to SY EXCO members, which was not able to take place because of restrictions on physical gatherings at the time we took over. Then we had webinar series. The first was on the 17th of March 2021 for that year, and it was titled the Integrated National Identity Number, Challenges of the Governance Professional from a Data Protection and Security Perspective. There was also a meet and greet session with past chapter leaders, which was one that we all appreciated as EXCOs during our tenure. It's also a tradition. We wanted to appreciate our leadership heritage. This took place on the 29th of May 2021 at the Radisson Hotel, Lagos, Ikeja. We also used the opportunities to present plaques to facilitators, and we had a professional photo session. We all thereafter had a business meeting on Wednesday, the 2nd of June 2021, in another topic that was very timely indeed during the period: blockchain technology, understanding the dynamics and applicability. We had the privilege of having new facilitators to the chapter that gave an erudite delivery, increased our deep world of knowledge, and made it practical for all that attended. We had chapter representations. The investiture of the 28th president and chairman of council was represented by one of our chapter members, Mrs. Fola Shade Akim CIS, on the 10th of August 2021. I also was a discussant in the annual conference of the Akwa Ibom chapter on behalf of the Lagos State chapter at the Ibom Hotel Uyo on the 24th of September 2021. We also had the inauguration of the first chapter liaison's office. It was a work that every EXCO had put in tireless effort, and at the end, we saw it to fruition on the 13th of September 2021, when we completed all renovations and fit outs. At this, we were able to invite key members of the Institute, past chapter leaders, to join us at the ribbon cutting ceremony that was held on the 5th of October 2021. We also had the Vice President, Ms. Sekundayo, the Registrar, and members of the EXCO attending that event. It was indeed an illuminating event, and it was really gratifying to see how the chapter had progressed from the beginning up to that point. Please visit the chapter liaison office located at Unit 2, 4th floor, YMCA building at number 77 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. and support the chapter. Towards the end of the quarter last year, we had our 2021 annual general meeting. It was our first conference dinner and launch of the chapter's liaison office. This was held on the 3rd of November 2021 at the Paul D.K. Hall, number 1 Kofa Abayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. It was indeed a very beautiful occasion where members of the chapter were also able to showcase their brands, were able to wine and dine, and be able to end the year on a positive note. Thank you all for your support in our first conference dinner and chapter liaison office launch. Throughout the year, we had ESCO meetings, about 13 in total, and we had quorum at every meeting. The details of the meeting are broken down in the reports, so we can also scroll through. We also published our flagship magazine, which is the usual for the chapter, and we had an interview session, which was the highlight of the magazine for the last year, with Mrs. Lady Chetawa FCIS as our chapter's fast riser. The ESCO had a hangout on the 7th of January 2022 to plan and deliberate on events for the first quarter towards the handing over to the next tenure. We are pleased that we had increased the number of financially paid members from last year, 2020, which was a record of 181 to 199 for the year ended 2021. These past 2 years has been an all-record high in the history of the chapter of members who have paid their financial dues. We also had record attendance at all our events. Our events were also broadcast live on YouTube and on our various social media handles. We were able to also continue the trend of bringing in fresh faculty that added to our list and quality of faculty members, and it has seen great and increased visibility to the chapter. We also increased our social media presence and recorded growth in our followership and engagement on Twitter and Instagram handles. We made the best use of technology, as we are doing now, in even improving networking and participation by members, and in creating awareness for our programs. This also helped in the drive for sponsorship and donation for our events. As I take the bow in concluding my tenure, I am confident in the next tenure's leadership to have a greater impact for the benefit of our members. As leaders, it is only after you have stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you have made a positive difference to your charge. Lead, I urge you all, without self-interest. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. I exhort all the new leaders coming up to make a difference. Always aim higher. Be courageous. Never be daunted by challenges. You can do all you set out to do for the benefit of the chapter. Whilst thanking all the numerous people who have supported me throughout my tenure, I had donors, sponsors, facilitators, family and friends, even members of the Institute who really, truly supported me. I wish to specifically mention 2 of such ones. My beloved sister, Mrs. Grace Omolamai, and my husband, my darling husband, Mr. Michael Ayima. Your never-ending support throughout my tenure, even in the days of sleepless nights, which there were many, in ensuring that all our events were successful beyond words, I remain grateful to you both and all others for the success of my tenure, for the success of the tenure of this ESCO. My greatest thanks goes to Jehovah, my Creator, my Father, my God, my best friend, for giving me above and beyond my expectations and requests. Thank you all for your attention, time, and dedication. We will now proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is the Honorary Treasurer's Report. Please, Treasurer, can you please read your reports?
Thank you very much, my chair. The Treasurer's report as at 31st December 2021. The Ixan Lagos State Chapter operated one current account with Access Bank PLC in the period under review, which had an opening balance of 4,498,101.44 kobo and a closing balance of 2,896,800 naira as at 31st December 2021. The report showed a slight increase in total revenue generated from 5,756,058 naira raised in 2020 to 5,827,653 naira in the year under review. There was a decline in donations, sponsorship, and adverts, which was 3,444,250 naira in the current year, which is as against the 4,067,622 raised in the previous year. This is signifying some donor fatigue. The total revenue for members' subscription, however, recorded an increase from 1,185,470 in the previous year to 1,403,473 in the period under review. The sum of 979,930 naira was generated from participation fees paid for the business meeting held in June 2021 and the annual conference launch and dinner held in November 2021. Total expenditure was 6,921,716 naira as against 3,352,240 in the previous year, of which the sum of 2,284,000 was expended towards our rent for the new office, liaison office, the renovation of same fittings, and furnishing of same. It is noted that our new office, liaison office, is situated at Unit 2, 4th floor, IMCA building, 77 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. The sum of 3,093,400 naira was utilized towards the chapter's annual general meeting held in February 2021. We also had a meet and greet session with past leader of the chapter, which was held on the 29th of May 2021, as well as our annual conference dinner. So the total sum of 3,093,400 naira was expended towards all these three events. Additionally, the sum of 990 naira was expended towards the publication, printing of flagship magazines for the year 2021, as well as our annual report, amongst other printing expenses, while the sum of 218,000 naira was expended towards our ESCO meetings, our retreats, and other events. In conclusion, even though the period recorded increased revenue when compared with the previous year, we had a reduced closing balance due to the expenses incurred to secure the chapter's liaison office, as well as the various physical events held, such as the annual general meeting, the annual conference and dinner, the meet and greet with past chapter leaders, as well as the annual dinner, all of which did not take place in the previous year due to the COVID-19 restrictions, resulting in the high opening balance for the year under review. The closing balance as at 31st December was 2,896,800 naira. Thank you.
Thank you. To lay the audited financial statement of accounts for the year ended 31st December 2021, together with a report of the auditors, I now call on Mr. Olalekan Badru to read the auditor's report. Mr. Badru, please read the auditor's report.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. My name is Lalikon Badru. So we have audited the financial statement of the Institute. We, for the year ended 31st December 2021, set out on page 7 of the financial statements, which have been prepared on the basis of the physical accounting policy on page 5 and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the financial statement represents fairly in all material respects the financial affairs of the Institute of Chartered Secretary and Administration of Nigeria. As at 31st December 2021, in accordance with the Company and Allied Matter Act, Cap C20 LFN 2004, and International Accounting Standard. The Council responsibility. It is the responsibility of the Council for the preparation and fair presentation of financial statements in accordance with the Company and Other Matter Acts, Cap C20 LFN 2024. The Financial Reporting Council Act, Cap C2021 and International Accounting Standard, and for such international control as the Council determine are necessary to enable the preparation of the financial statements that are free from material misstatements and whether they are due fraud or error. Our own responsibility. It is the responsibility of the auditor to express an opinion on these financial statements, which have been paid by the Institute. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standard on auditing. Those standards require us to carry out necessary plan required for the audit, and they conform with obtained information, reasonable and assurance as to whether the financial statements are free from material errors and misstatements. An audit involves performing procedure to audit evidence, to obtain audit evidence about the amounts and disclosure in the financial statements. The procedure selected depends on the auditor's judgment, including the assessment of the risk of material misstatements or the financial statements, whether due to fraud or errors. In making those risk assessments, the auditor considers internal control relevance to the entity preparation and fair presentation of these financial statements. In order to design audit procedure that are appropriate in these circumstances, but for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of the entity internal control, an audit also includes evaluating the appropriateness of the accounting policy used by the Institute and reasonableness of the accounting estimates made by the council member, as well as evaluating the overall presentation of these financial statements. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide our audit opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hereby formally lay before this meeting the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2021. And we shall be pleased to answer any questions which you may have on the financial statements. Please note that when asking any questions, refer to the page in the financial statements and report to which your question relates, as this will help us to ensure that we give the right answers. I will suggest that members should be brief in their comments and also ask one question in order to afford other members the opportunity to have a say. Are there any questions from members? Please, the host can also bring to my attention if any member has raised their hand to ask any questions.
Yes, Mr. Francis Olawale has raised his hand.
Please unmute. Let him go ahead.
Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Chairman, and good morning, fellow ESCO members and chapter chairman. Permit me to add my voice to say congratulations, for a tenure completed. It's not a question, just like I did last year. It's to correct the auditor because the national is here observing. It is actually ESCO as far as chapter is concerned. It is chapter and ESCO, not institute and council, for the purpose of the auditor. There's a national body, which is governed by council. This is a chapter, and the chapter is governed by the ESCO. Thank you. It's just an observation. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Thank you very much. Any other comments, please, from members or questions from members? Host, can you confirm that if there are any other questions, any other members raising their hands? Okay, I see.
There's an Uchenna raising their hand.
Wait,
Uchenna,
okay, please unmute for the member.
Please go ahead, Uchenna.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes,
please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I have two comments. Before then, I want to especially thank Madam Chairperson for her inspiring and exemplary leadership. As I said on the chat, I've always found her very inspiring, passionate, committed, and always serving with distinction. Thank you very much. I want to make reference to the auditor's statement. I think it's important to confirm that we are relying on CAMA 2020 as opposed to CAMA 2004, because this is 2022 and the applicable law. Just to be sure that I had him right, he's referring to 2020 as opposed to 2004. That's one. The second comment is just to ask, in view of the significant cost expended in setting up the liaison office, whether it has been properly treated in terms of assets that are there, so that we are carrying the right accounting practice and our audited account reflect the proper treatment of such an investment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uchenna. Can the auditors please respond to the question as it relates to the audit? Host, can you please unmute the auditors so that they can respond to the questions as it relates to the audit?
I believe they are unmuted, so they should just go ahead and respond.
Okay, Mr. Badru, please go ahead.
Okay, I'm now muted now. Thank you. The first comment that was raised with regard to the CAMA 2004 is actually CAMA 2020. Thanks for the observation. Thank you for that. So it's 2020, not 2004. Apologies for that. The second issue that was raised with regard to the non-current asset of the company. So I can confirm that the asset that was there represent the fair value of the asset of the company as of today. So those I can confirm to you.
Okay, thank you so much. As the assets of the chapter have been properly accounted for. We have another member. Host, please unmute Pastor N. Akinjon. You can see his hand raised.
Mr. Akinjon, please go ahead.
Good morning, distinguished chairperson, members of the chapter ESCO. Thank you, ma'am, for the brilliant presentation. The treasurer's report also. I just want to mention, as I've indicated in the chat, we thank you for all your efforts. Keep on doing it, keep the flag flying. Added to that is the fact that please keep on reminding us about issue of chapter dues. Not that we don't want to pay at times, somebody can forget due to busy schedule. On our various group chats, always keep on reminding us with the account number. I mean, routinely or periodically or randomly, so that we can keep abreast, just as you keep on reminding us also about chapter activities. It is this same reminder that enabled me to rearrange my schedule to be part of this AGM. Thank you for the privilege. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Pastor Akin. Are there any other hands raised? Host, can you confirm that no other hands are raised?
None at the moment, my chair, none at the moment.
Thank you very much for all your comments, observations, and clarifications. There have been no further comments. The reports and financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2021 having been presented and members having made their comments and notations, we now move to the next matter on the agenda, which is to authorize the Executive Committee to to fix the remuneration of the external auditors. I now move that the executive committee be hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the external auditors.
Sorry, my chair. Before, can I just intervene before we go ahead?
Okay, please go ahead.
I believe so. A member needs to move, and another needs to second. The receipt of the.
So I'm now asking a member to second the motion.
Yes, please.
That is what I just asked.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Okay.
So we have Mr. Uchenna seconding the motion. Please note his name. Those in favor, please, those who are in favor, to please click yes on the participants panel at the bottom of the screen. And those against, please click no at the participants panel at the bottom of the screen. We will give you a few seconds for that to be done. Okay. I declare that the motion has been unanimously carried. We now move to the next item on the agenda, to elect new executive committee members. Voting has been concluded, and I call upon the chairman of the electoral committee, Ms. Ronke Okwajobi, to announce the results. Please unmute Ms. Ronke Okwajobi.
Apologies, my chair. I cannot find her in the list, or she's probably using another name. She should probably just signify by raising her hand if she can. Can't find her on the list, actually. She's not in the meeting.
Please unmute Adiola Olumeyo.
Okay.
She is going to present on behalf of the chairman of the electoral committee.
Okay.
Adiola
I have two Adiolas here. There's one Adiola Oshifeko and the other is just Adiola. So I will just assume it's Adiola.
She's just unmute as Adiola.
Okay, beautiful. So I've unmuted her.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Chair, outgoing Chair. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the chairman of the committee and everyone on the committee, I'll just lower my hand right now. I'll be presenting the reports of the committee for everyone. Please note, all members, that we will post the analysis of the votes on the chapter's WhatsApp platform. Before the elections, we announced that there was a vacant role for the position of the chairman, vice chair, honorary secretary, the treasurer, financial secretary, mobilization secretary, publicity secretary, social secretary, assistant honorary secretary, assistant financial secretary, assistant mobilization secretary, and assistant publicity secretary. We had candidates and we had applications for a number of these positions, but 6 of these positions remain vacant as we did not get anyone to contest or send in applications to contest for these positions. The vacant positions that remain after now will be the positions of the vice chairman, the mobilization secretary, the publicity secretary, the social secretary, the assistant mobilization secretary, and the assistant publicity secretary. Having said this, the election was successfully conducted electronically between the hours of 10:30 and 10:30 a.m. and 11:59 on Thursday, 7th April 2022. Applications were received from 10 candidates. 9 candidates vying for 6 positions were successfully screened. These are for the position of the chairman, Mrs. Folashade Akimu Shere, FCIS, Mr. Olufemi Shokon, FCIS. For the position of the honorary secretary, Mrs. Yetunde Emmanuel, ACIS, Mrs. Adebusola Odukumaya Iyamu, FCIS. For the position of the Assistant Honorary Secretary, Ms. Tolu Alashe Abimbolu, ACIS. For the position of the Treasurer, Mrs. Chinwe Onubogo, FCIS. For the position of the Financial Secretary, Mr. Olushino Shokumbi, ACIS, and Mr. Oladayo Akinle Mibola, ACIS. For the position of the Assistant Financial Secretary, Mr. Adebola Babatunde, ACIS. We had 91 eligible voters. 91 eligible voters were accredited to vote. 59 votes, however, were cast. Elected members into the 2022-2024 Executive Committee. For the position of the chairman, our incoming chairman will be Mr. Olufemi Shokon, FCIS. Honorary Secretary, Mrs. Adebusola Odukomaya Eyamu, FCIS. Assistant Honorary Secretary, Ms. Tolu Alashe Abimbolu, ACIS. For the position of the Treasurer, Mrs. Chinwe Onubogun, FCIS. Apologies if I mispronounced that name. For the position of the Financial Secretary, Mr. Oladayo Akinle Mibola, ACIS. Assistant Financial Secretary, Mr. Adebola Babatunde, ACIS. We congratulate the incoming ESCO members and we wish them a very successful and peaceful tenure. Signed, Mrs. Ronke Opajobi. For the positions that remain vacant after now, the council expects that the new ESCO would fill these vacant positions by conducting a by-elections. The analysis, as I mentioned earlier, will be posted on the votes. The analysis of the votes will be posted, as mentioned earlier, on the chapter's WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Adiola. I hereby congratulate the new ESCO of the Lagos State chapter, who now have the primary responsibility to steer the affairs of the chapter for the next 2 years. We shall have later a plaque and certification presentation for the outgoing ESCO, and the date will be revealed later after this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal business of the annual general meeting. Distinguished members, ladies, gentlemen, all our members who have logged in today, I thank you immensely for your time, as well as the opportunity, cooperation, and confidence you have reposed in us as the outgoing executive committee members, particularly in me as the outgoing chairman of the Lagos State chapter. I also want to thank immensely the members of the subcommittees, such as the Conference and Event Planning Committee and the Flagship Committee, who also joined us in ensuring that the direction and management of the affairs of the chapter was a success in these past 2 years. Whilst I'm wishing you all a fruitful weekend and enjoy the rest of today, I will give the incoming chairman of the Lagos State chapter an opportunity to address members before we end formally the meeting. Please, can you unmute for Mr. Femi Shokon, FCIS, the incoming chairman of the Lagos State chapter.
Chair, I'm not sure Mr. Shokon is here. I can't find him on the list.
I'm also checking. Because he was here earlier.
Yes, I saw him earlier as well. Oh, okay. He's the one using iPhone.
Okay, please. So okay. Please unmute if you can get that unmute.
Okay, fair enough. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And I want to say a big congratulations to my immediate past chairman. I want to congratulate everyone on this great day and this great occasion. I want to appreciate everyone, all the council members on the platform, the past, the president and the past president, the past chairman of the Lagos State chapter. I want to thank all our distinguished members on this platform on the occasion of this day. It's a great day for the chapter. And by the grace of the Almighty God, with everybody on board, the chapter is going to be moved to another level of glory. Indeed, the immediate past chairman and the past ESCO, they have done greatly well, as we can see from the report of the IPC, immediate past chairman. And I appreciate her so much, a lovely sister. And by the grace of God, this new ESCO that is coming on board now, we assure and we give all our commitment to all our beloved members that what has been built right from the beginning of the chapter will not diminish. We have set plans and goals for the chapter, and God being our helper, we will fulfill them one after the other by the grace of the Almighty God. I want to thank the Electoral Committee for a job well done. And I equally want to thank the new ESCO members that are coming on board. Definitely, we have a lot of work to do because things have to improve better than what had been done before. My prayer is that we all join hands together. The chapter is bigger than any one of us. And we trust God that all hands on deck, from all our founding fathers, from all the elders in the institute and the state chapter, and all beloved members, who will take this chapter to the next level of glory. I want to sincerely thank all our members for the confidence that you have in me, as well as all the ESCOs that have just been elected into this wonderful position. We give our commitment and our promise. We will not let you down. We will continue where the past ESCO has stopped. And by the grace of God, for the next 2 years, we will soar the progress of the chapter to another next level. I want to reiterate again, this administration, by the grace of God, will be all-inclusive. We are going to have a very good welfare package for our members, mentoring of the younger ones that are coming. We will also have a better initiative in terms of projecting the chapter. By the grace of the Almighty God, God will grant us everything that we need to bring the chapter to the level where it's supposed to be. On this note, I want to thank everybody and I want to appreciate everyone. And we desire and we covet your prayers and your support. With your support, by the grace of the Almighty God, we will reach our expected goal. For the positions that are yet to be occupied, we will work and ensure that candidates who will also add value to our beloved chapter are brought into the ESCO.
On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, especially my IPC, Mrs. Nkechi Anyua, FCIS. And by the grace of God, we will have time all together to meet and to continue to bring progress to the chapter. Thank you all. God bless Lagos State Chapter. God bless INGSAN National, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi Shoko, FCIS. Congratulations once again, the incoming executive committee members of the Lagos State Chapter under the able leadership of Mr. Femi Shoko. I wish you all the best and be assured of a very smooth handover process of all the units of the chapter. As I said earlier, the outgoing ESCOs, we shall communicate a date in which plaques shall be presented for and certification of service shall be presented to you all. Thank you very much for a beautiful AGM. Thank you very much, all members. Please enjoy the rest of your day and have a fruitful weekend. Host, you can now end the meeting.